trending worldwide for the first time ever. Number 2 in the United States, number 1 in the UK, number 6 in Canada. The list goes on and on of the trends worldwide. Think about the fights that have happened with the guys we've had. We've never trended with the Contender Series till tonight. So this is what this show is all about. This is what, this is what, when I came up with this concept, this was what the concept was supposed to be, not last weekend.
I guess coming in tonight, like how on edge were you or worried? Like
I wasn't on edge at all. I was fired up. I was ready. I had a pretty damn good feeling that tonight was going to be, I didn't know it was going to be this good. But, I mean, when, hold on, I got to flip through my thing here. But when the Salvador Ross fight happened, I was like, you don't want to be these next 2 kids coming out in the main event. Holy shit, was I wrong? You know what I mean? What an incredible fight. But, this is, these kids are the best unsigned talent in the world that we bring in here, and you got one shot to show the world who you are. They showed them tonight.
You were passionate last week, obviously, with the speech that you gave, but you gave a pre-fight speech tonight as well. What was the content?
Where'd you hear that?
Well, somebody, I think it was on the broadcast. They said that you gave it.
Yeah. So I came over and said I've never done this and I'd never want to do this again. I just want to remind everyone, and I talked to them a little bit. Reminded them what this is all about and why they're here and what this means and all that good shit.
Well, I know you said you didn't want to do it again, but after tonight you think, maybe
no, I've never had to do it. I've never had to do it ever, and I didn't feel like I had to do it tonight. It wasn't about them. It was about last week, and I said, this is more for me than it is for you.
Have you checked in with Lorenzo at all throughout the night? Been like, hey man, maybe did you watch?
Lorenzo might be Eddie Mush. He might he might have jinxed last week on me.
So no more Lorenzo here in the NFL.
You can't get Lorenzo out anyway, and he probably didn't even watch tonight after watching last week live.
I figured you'd be blowing him up, texting him, be like, make sure you're
I didn't have time. I've been freaking out all night. Been incredible.
I guess out of all these, I mean, like you said, 5 contracts given, 5 outstanding performances. But did any of them stand out to you to the point where you're like, above the others, like that's somebody I got circled for superstardom?
Listen, tonight was all about coming in and performing. I think everybody performed tonight at a level that, the Marshall fight. I think that, that could have been a fight on any pay-per-view prelim, and people would have loved it. So both guys were tough. Both guys wanted it. Neither guy wanted to give up or quit, and Marshall looked incredible tonight. So I think everybody, if you had to pick one guy, which I hate to fucking do tonight, but if you had to pick one guy, Salvador was a 3-to-1 dog, and just the shots that he was landing on Ross were unbelievable, and Ross's durability. Let me say this about Ross. Much respect to him, too, for putting on, like Bisping was saying tonight, it takes 2 to make a great fight.
Yeah. You entered the cage after the Vinicius-Salvador fight.
I freaked out. I was freaking out. I said, I have to go in there and tell both these kids how awesome that was. And, yeah, I've never done that before either. As far as I know, I haven't.
Well, you didn't think you had either. I thought it was the first time.
Yeah.
And I guess last thing I'll ask of you, was there any thought of maybe giving any, because as you mentioned, like Ross had an amazing performance. Campbell almost won the fight until he got clipped. Did you have any thoughts at all of, like, let's give a couple losers some content?
Let me say this. Those kids that fought tonight are right there. None of them should be, disgusted with their performance or upset. They're right there. These guys pick up a couple more wins. They'll probably get the call. I know that both Mick and Sean loved Ross. So, you know what I mean? You never know. The thing about coming here is not only do you get incredible experience here, but you get to show everybody, like I said, you show everybody who you are, even in losing.
Dana, do you think one of the coolest things about tonight was maybe in 3 fights, the Billy Goff fight, the Salvador fight, the main event, you saw guys who were hurt manage to survive and get themselves back into the fight. And even with Salvador, he was putting the pressure on, and then the opponent comes back. We sometimes see guys gas out when their opponent doesn't go away, but he stayed in there, still, slipping stuff. Do you think
Which is what I thought was going to happen. I thought that Ross's chin was so nasty that Salvador was going to gas out, and then ended up getting hurt himself. But, man, that kid, 3-1 dog, you know, didn't listen to the odds makers, came in here and showed the world who he is.
And power at flyweight as well. We don't usually see
100%. He's got a 100% finish rate.
Awesome.
100% finish rate.
For you guys to be trending, do you think that's like the modern version of Forrest versus Bonner?
Yeah, I do. I think that it had a lot to do with last week and how bad last week was. And, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed at the fight, but Joe Pyfer was taking pictures and signing autographs, and people knew who Joe Pyfer was in Dallas, Texas at the fight this weekend. So I think that last week was so shockingly, unbelievably bad that people were interested to see what was going to happen this week.
You mentioned at the beginning of this kind of what I'm about to say now, but do you think when you have a night like tonight, the fights like tonight, in the format you have it, quick, fast-paced action, that it shows MMA has like you don't have to have a UFC pay-per-view, you can have a different way of consuming this content?
Guys, you know this to be true. If you are a fight fan, you are out of your fucking mind if you're not watching the Contender Series on Tuesday night. If you are a degenerate gambler, you are out of your mind not to watch. You had a guy, when you put on boxing fights, the guy who's 1,000-to-1 odds, you know, the guy who's the favorite to win always wins, right? A 3-to-1 dog won tonight. I mean, anything can happen in these fights, and usually do. They're exciting, they're fun, they're fast-paced, there's no bullshit, there's no filler or fluff in the middle, man. We just roll right through great fights, and if you're a fight fan or a gambler, this is the show to watch on Tuesday nights.
I actually think you had 3 underdogs win tonight, so that would say, yeah.
Yeah, and the other kid was an underdog, too. You know, this kid, Smotritsky, in the first fight, you know, he was plus 125, and he was winning that fight in the beginning. So you never know, man.
I just want to ask you one thing about outside this. This Thursday, you've got a boxer, Callum Walsh, boxing.
Yeah.
Curious how you took an interest in him and what exactly about him is exciting enough for you to even bother with boxing at this point.
So I met him through Tom Loeffler and Freddie Roach. And I like the kid. I like him personally. I like his style. He's 3-0 with 3 knockouts. And Loeffler puts on these unbelievable fights in L.A. It's sold out already. This fight's sold out on Fight Pass on Thursday night. And the last time I went, the matchmaking is excellent. That's why we did a deal with these guys and put them on Fight Pass. The matchmaking is excellent. The crowd is packed with real boxing fans. And, yeah, I'm having fun just doing this. This is just fun for me.
We see it with this show as well, right? Is matchmaking the secret sauce to putting on a great promotion?
It's everything. It's everything. You have to match the fights right. Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Speaking of boxing, we saw Deontay Wilder in the house today.
Oh, I didn't see him. I knew he was coming.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask if you got to see him.
Oh, he was? Okay. I'm going to go talk to him right now. Yes.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't know what, you just found out he was training, or you guys, is this one of those guys, I know you always keep your hands in boxing. Is this a guy that anytime you get a chance to talk to these high-level boxers, you try to bring him in here and show the facilities and just? No,
I think Deontay Wilder's training here for his fight. And he's here at training here at the Apex, and I knew he was coming tonight. I just didn't see him yet. I guess he's waiting for me right now. So, yeah, I mean, Deontay Wilder's a tough dude, man. He's fun to watch fight, and, yeah, I like him. I respect him.
And I might have misheard. I thought I heard somebody was saying something like Waldo Cortez Acosta, or somebody was maybe calling out or saying he had hands. You know, what do you think about when some of these UFC fighters are trying to call out a legit guy like Wilder?
I don't like it at all.
And then the only decision of the night, Francis Marshall. You know, we've seen decisions in the other one, but what was the difference in the finish of this fight that made him get the nod that other guys last week didn't get?
It was a high-level fight. It was a high-level fight. That could have been on any pay-per-view prelims, and people would have loved that fight. Both guys, what I loved about it is both guys wanted it. It started to get scary at the end. Marshall was putting it on him. I was like, maybe this fight should be stopped. And, you know, some of those kids that have those chins that, you know, too tough for their own good type shit. I was starting to feel that at the end. But I don't know if you saw me go over to the commission, too, and I was like, these fights start to scare. I'm getting old, boys. I'm getting old. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, the ref. Yeah, thank you, Herb Dean. Herb Dean said, I don't disagree with you, Dana, you know, whatever, but he said, the kid's not rocked. He didn't go down. He's blocking punches. He's throwing punches back. I said, yeah, I don't disagree with you either, Herb. I don't disagree with you either. So just, I'm getting old, boys. I start to see a kid getting fucking whooped like that, and there's 2 minutes left to the third round, and I'm like, God, why does this kid have to take 2 more minutes of punishment?
So when you went over there, did you at first sort of voice that, hey, this fight probably could have got
stopped? No, I said, listen, this is one of those fights where I think just because the kid didn't get knocked down or he's not wobbled and all over the place could be stopped. And the commission, you know, gave me their point of view, and I didn't disagree.
And last one for me. I know we're going to hear from you this week, but if you could just maybe preface this weekend's fight, Santos and Hill. What are your thoughts on that upcoming main event that we're going to see on Saturday?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. That card, I'm excited for the Luque fight too. The Luque fight should be fun. That main event should be fun. I'm excited. Yeah.
Hey, Dana, Jamal Hill, a Dana White Contender Series veteran, is headlining his second straight fight. Just what are your thoughts on him? And actually, him and Sean O'Malley have been going back and forth of like who's the most successful Contender Series veteran.
Who has Sean O'Malley and who?
Sean O'Malley and Jamal Hill.
Oh, yeah. And what about it? What are you asking me?
Just what are your thoughts on Jamal Hill, and between them two, like who's the bigger, like who's the...
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. You know, they're both heading into fights that are going to make a big difference in their careers. I'm trying to think of what the hell was I going to say? Oh, if you go over to the matchmaking room and you look at the board, so we identify people on the board, whether they came from the Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter, or looking for a fight. The entire board is Contender Series. You know what I mean? You have so many guys on every card now. It's from the Contender Series, and everybody knows who they are. I think I just said this to you guys, or I was saying it back there. Joe Pyfer was at the fight. He was taking pictures and signing autographs after one fight on the Contender Series last Tuesday. This show makes a big difference and changes these kids' lives very, very quickly.
Absolutely. I wanted an update. You said that you were thinking about going to Seattle soon. Is there any update on Seattle?
Not on the top of my head, no. Not off the top of my head. No Seattle. We're heading into, everywhere we're going, you know where we're going. We're going to San Diego. We're going to France. We're going to Salt Lake City. We're going to MSG. Just right now, off the top of my head, those are all the spots we're hitting.
Gotcha. And then finally for me, Manny Nunes, there was one name that people were kind of throwing back out of a potential rematch in the future, Chris Cyborg. I just wanted to know if that's ever a possibility for her to return and get that rematch.
Why? Who's talking about that?
Just fans in general. They there was Valentina Shevchenko throwing out the trilogy, and then there's Cyborg, and they were just wondering if that's ever a possibility.
Amanda absolutely dominated Cyborg. The Shevchenko fight makes way more sense. And I'm not just shitting on Cyborg because we've had history. To be honest with you, I usually don't talk about this shit publicly. You know how I always say, I don't tell you guys anything. But she actually texted me and wished me a happy birthday, for my birthday. So it's not like Cyborg and I hate each other, and I'm not trying to discredit her, be mean to her. I wish her the best in whatever she's doing. And it was nice of her to send me a birthday text. So I just wanted to reiterate that I am not shitting on Cyborg. Okay?
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Just a quick one. Thanks again for an awesome night, Dana. How big is just Brandon Moreno getting that interim title? And it's crazy how a guy who didn't win the Ultimate Fighter rallied back, got the wins, got back in that octagon, is now just your biggest Mexican star, period. Yeah. No, not Mexican. He's one of the biggest stars that we have. He's one of the biggest stars on the roster. When we do signings with Brandon Moreno, he's one of the most popular fighters in the company. And obviously, the way, again, he's your typical, durable,
badass Mexican fighter. See him come out with the headband like Julio Cesar Chavez the other day, and what does he do? He comes out with the Julio Cesar Chavez headband and then finishes the fight with a body shot.
Yeah.
You ever think of that? Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? That's pretty fucking awesome, to be honest with you.
And do you take if there is a quadrilogy, the fourth, do you go to Brazil or do you keep that in the States?
We could do it wherever. Wherever we end up, we end up. We could do that fight in Alaska. That's going to be a big fight. People are going to want to see it. It's just you can watch those guys fight 10 times.
No doubt. Thank you, sir.
And it's very rare. It doesn't happen often. Good? Oh, thank you. So, Anthony Smith, we were doing the press conference on Saturday, and somebody asked me how he's doing. I asked, he did break his leg. His leg was broken. They ended up finding the fracture in his leg. I guess it was in a weird place, hard to find. He was sitting there questioning himself like, what the hell is wrong with me? I feel like my leg is broken. I know my body and all this stuff. But I just wanted to tell you guys that because sometimes it makes him look like, oh, he's trying to get out of the fight and he's claiming he broke his leg. The way that I looked at it was he got kicked so fucking hard that he thought his leg was broken. You know what I mean? Which you can imagine happening too. But he legitimately has a bad break in his leg that is going to need surgery. So I just wanted to, for him, I wanted to put that out there because I was the one that said it wasn't broken. Cool? Thank you, boys.
Quite a night, and you got the mission done. I guess just talk to us about the emotions you're feeling right now. Is it still kind of processing that you're part of the UFC?
Yeah, it's still settling in. It's not like fully hit me yet, I think, but it is. This is fucking cool. The UFC logo. But no, yeah, I'm happy with it. I gotta watch it again because some people say it wasn't as bad as like I was. Because obviously I wasn't happy with getting fucking dropped, but they said after that it was a little better. So. Just got to go back, watch it, keep moving, keep growing. My bad.
Hey, it's a learning process.
Yeah, you're getting used to this.
Well, talk to me. You know, I did wonder about that because you were hard on yourself immediately right away, right? And that's probably a good thing, right, to be self-critical. But you secure a UFC deal. Does that put your mind at ease a little bit where you go, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought?
Yeah, for sure. It's clearly I didn't look that bad in there, or else Dana wouldn't have signed me. So I can't be that hard on myself.
Nice. I guess how hurt were you in the moment that you did get tagged a little bit?
I was a little rocked, but it wasn't like when I saw him come on top of me. I saw all the punches coming in, so I was there enough to defend myself. But yeah, I was a little. He sat me to my ass.
And then I wonder what it was like watching the rest of the card, right? Because, I mean, you're not in competition with everybody, but you kind of probably feel like you are, you know what I mean? Like, was it difficult watching those other amazing performances and then thinking, oh, no, is this not going to be my night?
No, I wasn't too worried about that. Everybody around me was telling me, nah, man, you got this. You're good. So I wasn't. It is what it is. I wasn't too worried.
Very nice. I guess another question now. I mean, I'm sure you got to heal up a little bit, but, I mean, now you get to start thinking about a UFC debut, right? I mean, are there dates on the calendar, like a location that you're tied to that you'd love to do it? I mean, what's the ideal scenario for you?
I was hoping. I mean, I got a suspension, so I can't do it. But I was hoping to hop on the 20th if there was a fallout. But now I'm suspended for 21 days. So no, I don't know. I'm gonna be on there soon. I'm gonna get something within a month or some date. We'll figure it out. Just got to talk to my coaches.
Hey Billy, man, just kind of explain. Just your 2022 has just been such a crazy year. You've double champ. Now you win on the Contender Series. You get that contract. How's it feel?
It's been busy, man. It's been jam-packed, constant up, highs and lows, and and a lot of it's just been just move, keep going forward. So it's been flying by. But it's been good. It's been a lot of fun.
It's like one of those years where you're just gonna reflect back and be like, I got both those belts, and then I got that contract.
Yeah, like holy shit, I did a lot that year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey man, this is, I imagine, a pretty trippy experience coming up to the Apex, fighting inside an empty room with people like that. Is it even weirder to get here and get a pep talk from Dana himself?
It was weird seeing Dana in person for the first time. That was like, damn, I've seen you on TV so many times. But no, like in my head, I didn't really think too much of the Apex. It didn't bother me all that much. It didn't put more pressure onto me in my head. The empty room didn't really, I like it when it's more empty because then I can hear my coaches a little better. And he basically said, you got to come out there and fight. And that's what I do every time. So it didn't affect me. The pep talk didn't get me up. It's just, yeah, I came here to do that. It doesn't matter where I'm doing it.
It was a great performance, man.
Thank you. You guys have it? Sick. Thank you.
¿Quieres intentarlo? No, dale, podemos hacer como quiera. Entonces, puedo hacer la pregunta de nuevo, solo por, si cualquier duda estoy acá para ayudarte.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm here to help him. If he, take the reins. You just beat up on a guy, you can do whatever you want.
I try.
Well, congratulations on getting a UFC contract. I just wonder just how you're feeling right now.
I'm feeling good. Thank you for that.
How did you feel about your performance overall? Obviously, it was an impressive win, but were you satisfied at the end of it that, yes, I have done enough?
Bueno, ¿cómo te sientes del desempeño que tuviste? O sea, ¿estás satisfecho con lo que hiciste y lo que pasó?
Estoy satisfecho con lo que pasó, pero nunca soy de la persona que me detengo hasta ahí. Siempre quiero aprender más y más y venir más fuerte para la siguiente.
I'm happy. I'm satisfied with what happened, but I'm the type of person that I don't think it's enough, and I always want to do more and learn from what happened to come back stronger.
The pace of the fight was very quick early on, especially for big guys. Were you concerned at all that you might have to keep that pace for a long time?
El ritmo empezó muy rápido, en especial para dos grandes. O sea, ¿estabas preocupado porque empezó de esta manera? O sea, ¿voy a tener que mantener ese ritmo toda la lucha?
No estaba preocupado porque ahí está mi equipo. Mi equipo trabajamos 2 meses de campamento fuerte para ser lo que somos ahora. Y si pasaba la pelea segundo, tercero, y si había más rounds, le seguíamos dando para adelante.
I wasn't worried because I had my team over there, and we were ready for this. We were really prepared for this. I was ready to go all kinds of rounds. If it went to second, third round, you're going to see the same thing.
And then the rest of the night was just all phenomenal performances. So I wonder, as you're in the back watching the other fights, were you thinking, am I going to get a deal, or did you feel that you had done enough?
Y obviamente, una noche como esta, épica, desempeños fenomenales, te sentí, cuando estabas ahí mirando a los otros, no sé lo que viste, pero estabas preocupado, no sé si va a pasar, hice lo suficiente.
En mi pensar, fuimos a la guerra, fuimos a dar todo por todo, y vi cada conocido que peleó ahí arriba y dio todo por todo, y me sentí hasta feliz. También yo me sentí feliz porque la noche pasó y pasó fenomenal.
I mean, we came in for a war. We came to give it all, and this is what we did. I mean, even looking at some guys that I knew fighting, I was happy for what happened. It was just such a great night. So.
The heavyweight division is one that you can actually move up very quickly with a couple of wins. So I'm curious how you see your career going. Do you need time to develop, or do you feel like you can come in and be a contender right away?
En los pesados es una división en este momento que puedes subir muy rápido. O sea, un par de luchas ahí puedes simplemente llegar arriba. ¿Cómo ves tu carrera en ese momento, ahora que entraste? O sea, ¿cómo ves tu ascensión hacia arriba?
Lo que digo es, siempre voy a trabajar fuerte para cada oponente que me pongan al frente, destruirlo, de llevarlo, dar lo que tengo que dar de mí y seguir hacia adelante, y seguir otro stop y seguir hasta conseguir a Francis Ngannou.
That's why in my career, I just want to keep going, and I'm just gonna keep for every opponent they put in front of me, I just want to destroy him, and I'm gonna keep doing that until I get to Francis Ngannou.
Last thing for me, I guess, ideally, what is the debut? I mean, is there a date that works for you, a location, an opponent? What's the ideal scenario for your debut?
Idealmente, ¿cuál es la idea de una fecha, de tu estreno, algo en mente que ya tienes?
Se está hablando que estamos por ahí, el siguiente evento que tenemos en San Diego. Y vamos a darle para adelante. Me van a ver ahí dando golpes.
They were already talking out the back about San Diego on the 13th, and I guess you're going to see me out there just pushing forward and hitting people.
Nice. As a heavyweight, was it cool to fight and win in front of Deontay Wilder?
Como pesado, una cosa importante estar ahí y ganar en frente de Deontay Wilder, que estaba acá.
Es muy importante, siempre he tenido el sueño de entrenar con él, experimentar esa experiencia de tener un campeón mundial enfrente de ti y entrenar juntos y aprender juntos de los dos y hacernos sufrir los dos allá adentro.
Yeah, because it would be a dream come true. I've always had the dream of having the experience of training against him, and it'd be really cool for both of us to just go at it, you know.
He was here tonight.
Sí, estaba acá, viste, que estaba acá. Yeah, he always mentioned that he wanted to train. ¿Lo viste cuando estabas ahí?
Sí, lo vi.
He saw him there.
Waldo, felicidades con tu desempeño. ¿Nos puedes contar un poquito cuál era la estrategia con tu oponente y qué pudiste usar adentro del octágono?
Congratulations on your performance. Can you tell us a little bit about the strategy and what actually you thought you could do in the octagon?
Okay. Lo que pensábamos, veníamos con una estrategia diferente, pero cuando ya miré el estilo de pelea que venía el peleador, de una vez tuvo que ajustar, porque si ya peleaba pegado, él tenía un gancho arriba con la derecha que podía afectar mucho. Entonces, ¿qué hacía? Contradecía eso con un stop. Todo el tiempo que me hacía el jab, hacía un stop atrás. Entonces, ya al tener 4 pulgadas más pegado de él, lo pude conectar bien.
The strategy was a little bit different than what you saw, but as the fight progressed, I already saw some things. I saw that he had a little overhand hook that could damage me, so I basically did like a full stop in the back. Every time he actually came closer to me, I just needed to use the jab a little bit to get some distance and distance myself from him because he could give me. So that was a change in strategy we had.
Y si quiere, Waldo, acércate más un poquito más para que te oigas más claro.
Sí.
Perfecto, man. Todos, claro, peleadores van a criticarse. Dime tú, de 1 a 10, claro, ganaste por knockout, pero ¿cómo crees que fue tu desempeño?
Obviously, fighters like to, it's important to to be self-aware. So from 1 to 10, I know you got a knockout, but from 1 to 10, how do you rate your performance?
8. 8. It's okay. Soy honesto. Puedo dar más.
I can give more. I'm honest, but I can give more.
Y hablando de dar más, pudiste poner tu bandera en alto. ¿Qué tan importante es representar a tu país? Claro, no tenemos tantas estrellas. Tú puedes ser, pues, icónico un día o famoso representando a tu patria.
And talking about, being honest, just going up there, you had the opportunity of representing your country. How important it is to go up in the rankings and be someone who represents your country and that could be up there one day in the ranking.
Es muy importante porque veo en las redes sociales muchos peleadores de MMA que están trabajando fuerte para eso y tener un peleador en la UFC para ellos es un orgullo y un deseo de seguir, continuar y llegar hasta el final y llegar a la UFC y demostrar lo que deben demostrar.
Obviously, I always see in social media a lot of fighters from Dominican Republic that I see the work that they're putting in, that they would like to actually have this opportunity, and to see that they deserve this and they have the opportunity here. I want to see them do the same thing, and I think that they can one day come here.
Y finalmente, Waldo, ¿Qué orgullo te da que, como mencionaste, en septiembre, en unas cuantas semanas, Chito Vera, la pelea estelar, hace poco, Brandon Moreno? ¿Qué orgullo te da ser parte de esa sangre latina representando adentro de la jaula?
And since you mentioned on the 13th of San Diego, we have Chito Vera fighting, you have Brendo Moreno just winning it now. How does it feel to be a Latino fighter in the UFC and being part of this group?
Me siento muy orgulloso. Del otro muchacho, ¿cómo se llama?
De Chito o Brendo?
El otro.
¿De Chito Vera o de Brendo Moreno?
Chico Vera, me siento orgulloso de él, pero más me siento orgulloso de Brandon Moreno, porque Brandon Moreno venimos desde abajo, venimos de pelear en Arizona en el mismo evento y gracias a Dios y la oportunidad de todos ustedes, nos vamos a juntar de nuevo aquí en UFC y vamos a seguir para adelante.
Obviously, I do feel very proud. I mean, you have Chito Vera, but especially Brandon Moreno, because he came from the bottom just like me, and we actually fought in the same promotion in Arizona back in the day, and now we're going to see each other, and we're going up top, and we're going all the way to the top and together in the UFC.
Felicidades, Walter, y buena suerte.
Gracias, gracias. Thank you, guys.
Sorry, that's my fault. I was having a camera issue. Obviously, congratulations on getting to the UFC. I mean, this is the first part of the dream, but it's accomplished. So what are your emotions like right now?
My emotions are high. They're great. I mean, it's been something I've been working for since I started fighting and training back when I was 13, 14 years old. So it's like 10 years in the making. And it's just, it's almost like a dream come true, but this is just where it starts.
Knowing how long you had been looking towards it and working towards it since a kid, what was the experience like as you got in there tonight? Was it how you expected it to play out or any different?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I would have liked a finish better, but I think the 3 rounds just showed I had a good gas tank. I could push for 3 full rounds and get the 15 minutes in. So I was happy with my performance. A
complete performance, no doubt. But did you worry at all? I mean, like, is Dana just looking for finishes? You know, is it only those spectacular moments that are going to get me a deal?
Yeah, of course, I was a little concerned with that. Like, hopefully he doesn't count me out because it wasn't a finish. There's 4 other finishes on the card. I mean, I was the only decision. So, but no, I think the performance overall spoke for itself. So I think he saw that and realized what could come in the future.
Was there any frustration on your part that the fight wasn't stopped? Because it did feel like maybe it could have been stopped.
Not frustration. He was tough. He was super tough. I felt like there was points I wobbled him. I rocked him a little bit, but I just he was super tough, just kept standing, and I didn't feel like he was in too much danger where the ref would jump on and stop. So he did a good job at just maintaining his composure and recovering and keep going.
Well, like you said, it's just the first part of the dream, but this part is done. So I guess last thing for me, ideal scenario for your UFC debut. I mean, are you looking at a date on the calendar or a city where you would love to be or even an opponent that you would like to fight first?
Nothing on the opponent list. I mean, I like to stay active, so every 3 to 4 months I like to fight, so something in November would be great. And I know they got that card at MSG, so that's close to home. That'd be phenomenal, but I'm not going to push anything too much.
Hey, Francis, did they say that you changed your nickname?
I never had a nickname, so this is the first one they kind of gave me. So we'll see if it sticks a little bit.
Do you like it?
I'm not opposed to it. It's not bad. It flows a little bit, I guess.
Why did you never want a nickname to begin with?
I don't know. I kind of just never gave myself a nickname or anything like that. I wasn't one of those guys who just kind of put the nickname on themselves when they started. So just whatever came along the way, I guess.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Piggyback off Alex, when you watch the show, Michael Bisping kind of christened that, so you already got a big Hall of Famer co-signing. Back to that performance tonight, which was just absolutely fantastic. Was a part of you thinking, okay, I'm landing this overhand right at will. Should they kind of stop this at any chance, or are you going to gas out? What was the thought process? Because you were just putting on a clinic at this point, second and third round.
Yeah, so I was landing that right hand a lot. I didn't think it was close enough to stop it. Like, I didn't drop him fully or flatten him. He wobbled in the legs a little bit, but then was able to kind of recover or move around. So he did a good job at that.
All right. And the takedowns were there, too. Ground game, top control. How come you guys got away from that? You were just good with the hands?
Well, my corner actually wanted me to take him down again, keep taking him down, but a lot of people never really got to see my striking, never really got to see me stand up, so a lot of people thought I was one-dimensional coming into this fight. Only a grappler that has wrestling and jiu-jitsu can't throw hands, so I kind of, that third round came around, and I just wanted to stand and bang.
That was excellent. And if that wasn't a way of proving a point, then I don't know what is. Congrats on the win, Marshall.
Thank you.
Olha aí, hein? Merchanzinho, jabá. Ó, pontado. He is drinking water, though. So,
Benitez, congratulations on a fantastic performance tonight and a UFC contract. What are the emotions right now for you?
Meus parabéns por um desempenho espetacular hoje à noite e um contrato no UFC. Como é que está se sentindo?
Cara, muito obrigado. Estou feliz demais. É a realização de um sonho, né? Então, não vejo a hora de estar lutando agora o UFC.
Man, thank you. So happy. It's a dream come true, and I can't wait to actually be fighting in a UFC event.
Yeah. Obviously, just an absolutely incredible performance from you tonight. I got to imagine overall you're satisfied, but how do you feel about the way you've competed tonight?
Performance incrível hoje à noite. Eu imagino que você está completamente satisfeito, mas é bom perguntar. Como é que você se sente em relação ao que você fez?
Eu estou realizado, feliz demais. E, cara, não posso deixar de fazer uma média, né? Tipo, pra mim, essa energia toda foi junto com a Monster. A Monster me ajudou demais. O melhor energético do mundo.
I can't let this opportunity go. I mean, I'm so happy tonight. And obviously, it's thanks to Monster, the best energy drink out there in the world. I can't let that opportunity pass up for some merch.
Well done, sir.
Parabéns, garoto. Parabéns.
Listen, I know there might be a language barrier, but when UFC President Dana White comes into the cage, he doesn't do that very often for Contender Series fights, if ever. What did you think when you saw that?
Eu sei que pode haver uma barreira de linguagem, no caso o Alex estava lá em cima contigo. O Dana não é costumeiro, o Dana subir no octógono para dar um alô para vocês. Eu imagino que deve ter sido espetacular a sensação de ver o Dana lá, né?
Foi surreal. Eu não esperava ele subir no octógono para me dar os parabéns, pessoalmente. Foi um sonho realizado e, igual eu falei para ele, eu quero uma bonificação. Imagina vindo a primeira bonificação no Contender para essa luta. E eu já falei, eu nocauteei, venho só de nocaute, as minhas lutas só vêm de nocaute e as próximas também pode esperar que vai vir mais nocautes aí. E se tentar me levar para o chão, vai vir finalização. Mas uma bonificação ainda, né? Seria top.
Man, it was surreal that he came up there, but it's just like I said, I waited for the bonus. Maybe the first bonus in the Contender Series? I mean, you got to ask for that. And, I mean, I come from knockouts. I always knock people out. And if it goes down to the ground, it's going to be a submission. And this is how it's always been. And you rest assured, you can wait on it. That's how it's going to be going forward.
Given your career record and given your ability to finish fights, do you feel like you enter the UFC as a contender already, or do you feel like it's a slow process to the top? How do you see your career progressing?
Dado a tua carreira e o teu retrospecto como e a maneira como você começou agora, você acha que você já entra no UFC já olhando para título, olhando lá para cima, ou acha que vai ser um processo para chegar lá?
Para mim não existe processo não, pode vir os melhores. Eu estou preparado, estou pronto. Pode vir top 15, pode vir top 5, estou preparado. Eu disse e repito, eu não sou só mais um, eu sou o novo campeão do peso mosca. E é como eu falei, mais energia que isso aqui, o whisky do Dana e a Monster, pode vir.
I'm ready for everything. I don't think I'm not a guy that believes in the process. So you can bring on the best. You can bring top 15. You can bring top 5. You can bring anybody. I'm ready to go, and I said it. I'm going for the top, and I'm going to be the new flyweight champion. And with the energy of Monster and Dana's with me. You can't go wrong.
Are there any other products you'd like to work in real quick?
Algum outro produto que você quer fazer merchan?
Pode vir que agora eu tenho merchan para todos, hein?
You can come at me. I have space for all of them.
E ainda é para comemorar ainda, hein, agora.
That's even to celebrate. We can even celebrate with your merch.
Last thing for me, I know people are going to be excited for your UFC debut. So what's the ideal scenario for you? Do you have a place you want to fight, a date, a person? What do you see for your debut?
Última coisa minha, eu sei que a galera quer te ver lutando, então você já tem uma data, um cronograma, um lugar, uma pessoa que você tem na tua cabeça que gostaria de lutar?
É igual eu falei lá na entrevista lá fora. Eu tenho planos de lutar agora no dia 20 de setembro, aqui, eu acho que é aqui em Vegas. Ou se não, pode me pôr na Suécia. Estou pronto, estou preparado.
20 de agosto, você quer dizer?
Não, é em setembro, eu acho que é.
Setembro?
Não é? Isso.
Tá.
É Shimaev e Nate Diaz, se eu não me engano.
10.
E é
10.
dia 10.
10.
Pode vir dia 10 de setembro, pode vir na Suécia, eu estou preparado. Quer me pôr contra o top 15? Estou pronto. Pode vir qualquer um.
Just like I was talking about in the post-fight interview with Laura, I'm ready to fight right now. I just had this event on the 10th. Of September, as you heard, Chimaev Diaz. It can be here, it can be in Sweden, it can be a top 15. Just, you know what, just you bring him on. I'm ready to fight.
How are you going to celebrate this victory
Thank you.
in Las Vegas?
Como é que você vai comemorar essa vitória estando aqui em Las Vegas?
Com o uísque do Dana, é claro. Ué, saindo daqui, eu já vou tomar aquele uísque que eu acabei de ganhar. Tem que comemorar, né?
With Dana's whiskey. I mean, getting out of here, the first thing we're going to do is going to drink it up because I got to celebrate.
Enjoy.
Aproveita.
Thank you.
UFC Mike. Yes.
Well, I was going to ask how you're feeling about it right now, but it seems pretty evident that you're on top of the world at the moment.
It's good to be home.
I love it. Talk about coming into tonight. I mean, did anything feel any different? Was there a different kind of energy, different nerves, or was it maybe more settled? What was it?
I was quite, obviously, I say scared, but, everybody's scared going in there, he poked me in the eye early in the first couple of minutes, and I kind of wiped my eye. And I remember the ref said, cover your eye and put your hand up. And I kind of covered my eye and wiped my eye, and I thought I would get through it, but that's what kind of stifled me, and that's how he landed the uppercuts and the knees, obviously. So, I made a bit of a mess of it, but, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. That's what Michael Bisping said to me at the end there, so shout out to Michael Bisping.
You took some shots along the way, as you said. I mean, I guess, how hurt were you? I mean, were there any moments that you thought, this might be over?
Yeah, none of the uppercuts were, shockingly, hard. Hit me a good calf kick, and he hit me a good knee. That's what kind of flustered me a little bit. That's why I went in for the shot, just to try and slow it down a little bit. And he was rushing in. I watched some footage of him a little while ago, and when he starts to get his groove, he starts to kind of do this with his hands, and I seen him doing that, and I just got my head off the centre line and just threw my cannon and just threw it right to his chops.
Spectacular knockout. I mean, I guess at that moment, did you think, I've definitely secured my deal, or did you think, it kind of take some damage along the way? I hope not.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought, I bounced his head off the canvas, it looked like one of these speedballs. It was like, boom, So, putting somebody out like that, it's never nice, but that's what I'm built for. And, you know, I knew that was going to secure me my contract, especially, you know, the last time I came out here, you know, I cut weight like nearly 3 times. You know, my opponent pulled out on the Monday after I made weight. And then Sean said, we're going to try and get you on Saturday, so we're going to sign you to the UFC, and we're going to give you your shot. I don't even know who I was going to fight. There was like Jim Miller was in talks, but they said that the commission couldn't allow that because obviously he's had so many fights and I've not had a lot, you know. But when I was in that moment, all I wanted to do was be a part of the UFC. And then my manager said to me, he's like, I don't think we're getting anything, you know, get your stuff ready for going home tomorrow. So as you do, you go to In-N-Out Burger and you eat some fries, eat some burgers, and then I got a call the next day thinking it was going to be for my flight, and sure enough, my manager said, you know, we've got you a fight. I don't know if it was 12 days or 13 days on the Contender Series, and I just said yes, no problem. And the weight cuts took a lot out of me, and I didn't feel myself. I feel like it was a dream, to be honest. Like I don't even like coming back here. Like obviously, like you kind of feels like a little bit of deja vu, obviously, but I wasn't right mentally, and I was right mentally tonight. And obviously the eye poke caused me a bit of grief early on. I can actually still feel a little bit, but yeah, in the end we got it done, and now part of the UFC, so happy days.
Like you said, I mean, you're here now, so maybe it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious, given everything that you went through, like, do you have any regrets that you handled it that way, or is that just what a fighter should do? No, because I was still conscious. I still knew. I could see what he was doing with his arms. And so, I mean, the whole process of, like, you know, taking the fight, man, do you reflect, man, I shouldn't have taken that second fight? That thing was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, can I swear here? Yeah. Shit, you're not. So, shit. No, that was like the best thing that ever happened to me, because, like, imagine, like, I feel when I used to go into fights, I used to go kill mode, you know. I used to, like, get the blinkers on and go forward and try and knock him out. And that's not the way you go, and especially in MMA, because there's so many ways to win and lose. And then obviously I paid for it, you know. I got left hooked and I got knocked down, you know. So I had to go back and I had to think about my mindset and the way I gear up for a fight. And I was gearing myself up the same way as I fought last time in London on just a local show, and I was feeling good. And I feel that having that mindset leading into this fight got me, like, I seen him coming forward and doing that with his hands, and I remember, and I just head off the centre line, threw this cannon, and just hit him right in the chops, and that was it. Nice. Last thing for me, obviously this is just stage one of the dream, and there's many more to come, but I guess, ideally, do you know exactly what you want to do next in terms of who you want to fight, when you want to fight, where you want to fight? I mean, is there an ideal scenario for you? Well, obviously, I've got the medical guys just gave me a 30-day suspension, but, you know, obviously it's just been in a war, but I'd really like to just get back in there, and, you know, now the UFC's got a problem to worry about, you know. They call me the nickname of the problem for a reason, so I'm just here to work my way up the ladder and get better, go and learn and enjoy being a full-time MMA athlete for the UFC.
Hey, Chris, how good did it feel to come back to the exact same building, the exact same cage that you had your dream taken away the first time?
Oh, it's good. You know, it was more comforting in that sense, because, you know, you've been here before, you've done it. You know, it's like, you know, it's like going to a new job. When you first go, you're always a bit like tense, and you don't want to make mistakes. You know, that's what happened the first time. Made a couple of mistakes, and this time it was an absolute breeze. My weight cut was good, my training camp was good. And it just felt like I was meant to be here. And I said to my coach before I walked out, I said, let's go and get this contract this time, you know. Stop fucking about and just go and get it.
How was your training camp at American Top Team? Are you going to go back? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, obviously COVID played a big part of why I couldn't have got there in the past, because I didn't have a visa, blah, blah, blah. So I'd actually trained there prior to previous fights. And then for my Contender Series fight, I had to train in Liverpool. Shout out to Four Corners, John Gillies there, you know. But I prepared there. I prepared really well. One of the best camps I've ever done. And it just, because of everything that was going on, the outside things like COVID and not being able, like, we nearly didn't get on our flight because of COVID and stuff like that. It's an absolute nightmare. And I had all that added stress onto the new place, like coming here, you know. And then obviously now that I've been here and done all it, it felt like home, you know, and I knew my way about. They were like, down this hallway. I was like, I know this hallway. I've been here before.
The Problem.
Yeah.
Who gave you that nickname?
That was my old manager. He gave me that nickname because he struggled to get me fights in the past. Obviously now I'm with Brian Butler, Sucker Punch. Big shout out to him. You know, Sucker Punch is such a professional organisation, and you know he's for the fighter. And you know he does good things in the sense like he always texts me and asks me how I am, and that's a real professional. And I'm really happy to be a part of Sucker Punch, you know. But yeah, the problem came from my last manager because he just couldn't get me matched, because obviously I'm a problem. He's seen tonight, you know, especially this cannon.
And then finally for me, is a rematch with Slava Claus something that you would like to get back in the future?
100%, yeah, you know, not had that loss, you know, I can beat that guy anywhere, you know. I should have wrestled him a little bit more, but you know, like, it's all hearsay, innit? It's hindsight's 2020 when it's there, you know. But I wish him all the best. You know, he's had a great run. But if he wants to run it back, I doubt it. But if he wants to run it back, bring it on.
Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
And Chris, just for fun, just a quick assessment. I know you're a student of the game. Tony Ferguson, Dariush, Charles, Dustin Poirier, Connor. How does it feel to be just to be part of a pool full of killers in this exciting division? I trained
with Dustin a little bit. We did some grappling when I was at ATT, you know what, man? It was good to train with such a good guy. He's such a nice guy. He's like, the thing is, when I went to American Top Team, I thought I was going to be just another guy. You know, American Top Team made me feel like Dustin Poirier when I walked in the door. And that's massive, you know. And all the guys like Jorge Masvidal, you know, we did some wrestling rounds. He was giving me tips and points. You know, these guys are absolute veterans, and they're giving me the time. And I feel like that's going to bring the sport on leaps and bounds. And it just shows how much I've got to learn, you know. I've only been professional for 4 years now. I'm a student of the game. I'm always learning, and getting in with these guys day in, day out. I'm just so grateful for that, you know. And I put myself in that position. I asked, and I made sure I did the right camp in the right place at the right time. And this time I was going to get my UFC contract.
That's excellent, man. Thank you for sharing that great experience. And just because it's right around the corner, your division's crown is up for grabs. Who wins it in October?
I would like Charles Oliveira to win.
Excellent. And good luck in your career. And thank you, Chris.
Thank you. All good. Thank you. Thanks, guys.